Let's bring in Melissa Bryant, Legislative Director for the American Legion. It appears that the National Guard is going to play a big role in fighting this virus, and those are, Guard units are directed by individual governors, right?
Yes, they are. And the fourth mission of the Veterans Service, of the Department of Veterans Affairs, is also to back up the military after we've expended all of our resources through the military. So this is an all-hands-on-deck approach right now.
We know that the military services themselves are going to have their hands full. I mean, we just reported on the Theodore Roosevelt and how a great number of its sailors have tested positive. Would you guess that the Navy is going to be sort of the epicenter of the virus just because, being on board ships and submarines and so forth puts you in close quarters?
Well, that's certainly a concern, and you do have the deployment of the U.S. naval ships, the Comfort and the Mercy, outside of Los Angeles and New York, ready to assist. But I wouldn't say it's just primarily the Navy, because you have your National Guard, your Army, Reserve. All of the services right now are all hands in mobilizing and doing what we can in order to help in this crisis.
Probably, no element of American life is more prepared to handle this kind of thing than our military forces are. But what can, you don't call out the Army. I mean, no president does that. That's what the National Guard is for under governor's command. But what role is there for the military services to play in trying to whip this epidemic?
The military services, continuing to do our normal mission and to ensure that we have readiness maintained at all times. And so this is an unprecedented time when you have many of our nation's heroes either teleworking or supporting however they can from their commands. Again, I mentioned before the Department of Veterans Affairs. Those of us who've already transitioned, the Department of Veterans Affairs is looking to support the military again as a part of its fourth mission, and ensuring that there are beds, that there are hospitals and ICUs and those ventilators that are oh so critical for support. You have those who are slated to be mobilized from the Guard and Reserve by the President's executive order, and that's under review by the Department of Defense. And then there's also the legislative side of things, where the $2 trillion stimulus package that was just signed into law on Friday, includes $20 billion for the Department of Veterans Affairs and $10 billion additionally for the Department of Defense, in order to ensure that we are ready and capable to execute these missions.
What about military spouses? I mean, they already bear a huge portion of the burden here when their loved ones deploy or get sent to a base overseas, perhaps. They're going to be threatened by this virus as well. And is there help available for the spouses who might be at home with the kids?
There are many resources that are available for the spouses. For one, we are encouraging social distancing from the American Legion and ensuring that while we are socially distanced, we are providing this kind of support that we need for our families. At posts nationwide and even as far as Stuttgart, Germany, right now we're collecting toilet paper for the elderly. We're collecting food and other donations for families who may be under duress at this time, who don't have the opportunity to get outside and to be able to receive those products and services. And so we're mobilizing in many ways to support our military families, as are veteran and military service organizations around the world right now. We are ensuring that we're remaining connected within this community. We're known for our preparedness and for our readiness, and we're applying those skill sets to the pandemic that's upon us right now.
Melissa Bryant. Melissa, we appreciate your input tonight. Thank you very much.
Thank you.